Make the ground shake.
Okay. Guys, I am in such a good mood right now. I had no movement on my channel for absolutely ages, and over the last few weeks now that I've been making videos again, my subscriber count has been going up a lot quicker than it ever has, like quite substantially. And as of a few days ago, it's actually taken me over the milestone of 200 subscribers. So it's just made me super happy. I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who has subscribed, and if you're new, hi, welcome to the channel. What's going on? So to celebrate this milestone, I reached out and asked you guys to send me in some questions, and I'm going to go ahead and answer them. You've sent me your Q's, I'm going to give you some A's. Let's get on with it. Edgar Villa asks, if you had to choose between a chill turtle or a dank penguin, which would you choose? I'll have to go with a dank penguin, because penguins are just adorable, and also I like my memes dank, so dank penguin. Matthew McKenna of Fire the Liar asks, number 1, what gear do you use for your videos? Well, Matthew McKenna, I'm going to take you on a little setup tour right now. Okay, you wanted a setup tour. Here we go. First off, we have this camera, which I don't know a great deal about. It's a Panasonic one. It's all of those things there, which I don't know what any of them mean. I don't know much about technology, but what I do know is that shouldn't do that. Look, it's literally floppy. That shouldn't do that. We have a proper tripod here. You'll also notice that this quick gear section, this is going to take about a minute. I mean, I'm not going to stretch it out to a full 10-minute video. I'm not that desperate for content. Well, do I look like Jimbo Shreds? Come on. Here we have some lights which show me in all my beautiful glory, and a computer that does my editing, along with my lovely daddy on either side of it. We have about £27 in loose change and a very unorganised desk. An old camera and some hard drive adapter things, as well with a little BB-8 torch and a broken light bulb. Over here, for my backdrop, we have a TV and my PS4, which I use to get this wonderful logo up so that I can have it in the background with a winky face and a subscribe and a plaque and some more stuff down there. Down there and over there, I'll show briefly because that's where I throw all my shit so that it doesn't get in the way of the video. And that, my friends, is my setup. That's also a custom, probably not quite custom built computer, but yes, there's that. So, that's my setup. Matthew also asks, why do you do YouTube? I don't know really. Like, I don't know, I enjoy doing it. I find it relaxing. Yeah, I do YouTube just to, I enjoy it and other people seem to enjoy it, and I really like other people commenting nice things and saying that they enjoyed it. It makes me feel good that I've made someone else laugh, you know? And finally he asks, what is your biggest regret on making videos? Honestly, probably I didn't start sooner. I spent so long in my life just sort of in a rut, not really doing anything with myself. And once I've started videos, it's given me something to do, something to sort of amuse myself with. I had a gaming channel for a while, but I wasn't enjoying doing that, so I honestly wish that I could have stopped doing that sooner and branched out into doing this, which I much prefer. I much prefer doing this. Kerrin McLean from Aspie Answers asked quite a few questions. Number 1, what made you decide to do YouTube? Just answered that in the last one. 2, what are your goals and dreams? Ideally, I would love to do YouTube as a job. Like, I see people who say that they want to make money off YouTube and that they're annoyed that they're not making money off YouTube. I wouldn't say it's that, because I'm not annoyed that I'm not making money off YouTube. I do it because I enjoy it. I don't do it for the money. But if one day I could do this as a job, that would just be perfect. That would be absolutely, I mean, I hate the job that I do now, to be quite honest. And doing something that you enjoy for a living. I mean, if you enjoy your job, it's not a job, is it? That's what they all say, or something along those lines. I don't know. So ideally, yeah, if it could be my job, I'd love that, but that's not what I'm in it for, if that makes sense. What are your pet peeves? Oh boy, don't even get me started. I'm gonna end up doing another rant video, and I need to sort of sidestep this very quickly. Hypocrisy is a big one. If someone's like really getting at you for doing something and then they turn around and do it themselves, that just, oh, more than most other things, that gets to me. And if you want to know what really gets to me, I did a video a couple of weeks ago about things that make me really, really, really angry. I've done a few videos about things that make me really, really, really angry, so go and take a look at them. What are your fears? Fears? I'd say one of the big ones is loneliness, being alone. Like I have a lot of like, I've had bad dreams in the past that I've woken up for with like cold sweats and stuff. And it's like, whenever I look into them, and like, cause there's a few that I remember really vividly, whenever I look into them more, the more I look into them, the more they all seem to center around being alone. And like, even though I live on my own, it's not about that. It's I don't mean physically alone. I mean just having nobody around you that you can turn to. I think that's one of my greatest fears, is just being completely on my own. Who's your inspiration to keep you going? I have a few different inspirations to keep going, really. Obviously some of the larger YouTubers that I watch, even if their channels aren't in my sort of vein, the same as what I do, other channels that I enjoy watching sort of inspire me to keep creating. Like I'll be watching their videos and then I'll just like, immediately after watching them, I'll just have a wave of ideas of things that I could do for videos. Not copying their ideas, but it just sort of gets the creative juices flowing. I mean, you've got Thatcher Joe and Casper Lee and sort of that group that inspires me on one side of it. Call Me Kevin, he's a gaming channel and he's absolutely hilarious. I watch him, like he uploads every day and I watch it every day. You got Ben, Peter and Michael, who used to be at well, they call it name redacted. They don't say the name of it anymore, but they have their own channel now called Vidiots, which is part of the Yogscast, and there's a lot of really random stuff on there, which is just fun to watch. But then you've got some of the smaller YouTubers that I've actually gotten to know, who they're inspirations to me as well. I really appreciate all of them. Like you've got Jim White, who helped me, well, I say helped me design my logo. He flat out designed the logo for me. Christy Freya, who's just constant positivity and happiness on her channel. Abdin Khan, Valerie Mellors, they're all great people. Jessica Bayless, who's actually American, so we're going international now. All the other creators who, whether I know them or I don't, whether I actually know them and I'm friends with them and can speak to them, or if it's just someone who I look up to and admire, it's all just comes together as sort of inspiration. Alex Quinn from AQ Vlogs asks, what have you found to be the biggest struggle of being a YouTuber and what's been your biggest motivation? Well, my motivation is kind of the same as inspiration, it's the same as the last one. The biggest struggle of being a YouTuber is probably coming up with ideas for videos every week. I mean, there are times where it gets to Wednesday, I need a video for Friday and I'm just sat there thinking, I got nothing. And then something weird comes along and I sort of have to make something around it. That, and finding the motivation to carry on and keep going when setbacks happen, like when your editing software crashes, or when you do a video that you really enjoy but it doesn't do as well as you want it to. Setbacks like that can really put a dampener on your sort of motivation to carry on. Alexis Nibs asks, apart from nearly hitting 200 subs, what has been your highlight so far and how did you celebrate it? Well, Alexis, first things first, I have now hit 200 subs, but thank you very much anyway. I don't know what my highlight has been so far, there've been quite a few. Meeting some of the people who I've met through YouTube has been great. Like, we had a meetup, that was about a year, no it wasn't, it was about a year and a half ago now. Blimey, it's coming up to 2 years ago, holy hell. Meeting those people and getting to interact with them and film videos with them, seeing their different styles of it, I think that's definitely been a highlight and hopefully there'll be more of that to come. I guess, I don't know if you could call it celebrating it, but I vlogged the day that we all meet up and I very rarely vlog, so meh, I suppose you could say that. I don't really know that I celebrated anything, it was just, that in itself was a celebration of meeting up with people, really. Ray R from Vacation Impossible asked me what was my favourite vacation. I haven't been on holiday that much, you know. I went a lot when I was younger with my family, but I don't really remember much of that, and B, I didn't really have much choice in what happened because I was quite young. So my favourite one would have to be my one to Greece with all my friends, because we were in complete control of that. We got very, very drunk every night. It was the first time I've been properly away with friends and it was one of the best weeks of my life. I'm not sure how to pronounce this, so I'll try. I apologise if it's wrong. Frazier Gilliland or Gilliland from Violet Shadowblade said, what are your five favourite bands / artists? That's tricky. That's because it changes like on a weekly basis. I'll find a new song that I like and I'll pretty much listen to that song exclusively for about a week, and then I'll get bored of it and only listen to it once every now and again after that. Going off of who I overall enjoy, like the majority of the stuff that they release, and this is going to be in no particular order either, I'm just going to say them as I think of them. Going off who I enjoy most of the things that they release, Florence and the Machine definitely has to be on there. See, it's not even all in the same genre either, because they're all completely different. You've got Florence and the Machine, which is the indie stuff. I'm going to have to throw Avicii into the mix, because most of his stuff is great, along with Jonas Blue, so I suppose we'll group those two together. I have to leave for work in an hour, and my camera battery is dying, so I've got to speed this up a bit. Again, going off acts that I enjoy most of their stuff, even if I haven't necessarily listened to them in a while, I will also have to go for Sigala and Galantis. There we go, wrapped it up. I suppose most of them are the same genre, except for Florence, who's more indie. But yeah, I'm going to go with that. Florence and the Machine, Avicii, Jonas Blue, Sigala and Galantis. Not necessarily in that order, but those 5 I would love to see live. Favourite movie franchise? I mean, the easy one to go for is the MCU, because there's such a broad range of films in there now that something in there is bound to catch your enjoyment. But, and again, I don't know if this counts as a franchise, but I want to go with just Matthew Vaughn in general. So the 2 Kick-Ass films, the 2 Kingsman films, and whatever he does next, because I just absolutely love the style of them. They're taking something traditionally a little bit goofy and a little bit silly, and just sort of making it hyper-violent, foul-mouthed, modern, and just great. I mean, I don't even know how else to... I'm going to go for that franchise there, because I see them as sort of... Obviously, they're not sequels to each other, but there's definitely, like, elements of both in both. I don't even know if I'm making any sense here. Matthew Vaughn is my favourite movie franchise. I don't know how that works. Tim Cooley from Danger is Sweet asked, if you were in a small group of people during a zombie apocalypse, what would be your role in the group? I'd be the slow one who gets eaten whilst everyone else escapes. No, I wouldn't go on the survival missions, because I'm not very fast moving. I feel like I've seen enough zombie programs to sort of be good at sort of laying out plans, and if any zombies come and knock in, I can help dock them all on the head. If I had to pick one thing though, I'd go for the moral. I'd be the moral support. I'd be the one stood at the side making stupid jokes while everyone's panicking. Georgia Debney from Dib Dab Digitals, that's fun to say, Dib Dab Digitals. She asks, where would be the worst place in the UK to move to for work? It's quite a funny one, that, because the same place that I'm going to say now is also the same place that I'd absolutely love to live, and that place is London. Like, I wouldn't want to live in London, I'd want to live just on the outskirts where it's a bit less busy. But I can imagine that being absolutely horrible for working in, because it's just so busy all the time that you'd have no chance of getting anywhere. If you needed to get somewhere for a certain time, you'd need to set off like 2 hours later to get around the corner. It's absolutely ridiculous. Oh no, my battery's died. I don't know if I'm saying this right either, you can make your own deductions. Javance, or Javance, I don't know how to pronounce that. Javance Stewart from JS3 asks, for 1 year, would you rather all the food you eat be fresh, but it has to be cooked in an easy bake oven, or everything you eat or drink be a day old? I mean, I don't have the patience for everything to be cooked in an easy bake oven, and chicken is a pretty important thing to me, and I'm not sure that would cook at all, which means that I'd get a whole lot of salmonella, so I'd have to go for the day old thing. Because there are some things that are actually better the next day. Like, pizza is pretty damn good the next day, and I'll fight anyone who disagrees. Colin Casey from Ballinbassey, sounds like the opening to a limerick, let's carry on. Colin Casey asks, how many marshmallows can you chew at once? Well, Colin, let's find out, shall we? Okay, marshmallows in the mouth. Let's have a go. 1. 9 is the answer. That's a bit pathetic, I feel like I can do better. Valerie Evans from Unruly Housewife, and I don't know who that is, it sounds like some crazy lady or something. Val asks, okay, if you had to marry a fictional character from a film, who would it be and why? Oh boy, I've got a list. Scarlett Johansson in anything. Oh, Jennifer Lawrence in anything. Karen Gillan when she's in anything. I'm a lonely old soul. I'm 22, I'm not even old. Danella J. Reyes from Don't Say Hurry asks, do you play an instrument or sing? And then says, play us something. Well, Sinella, or Shina, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing names horribly badly here. I promise I'm trying. I did actually used to play guitar, but not very much. I just sort of, it was a thing that I did, but I never really pursued it. I tell you what I do have. Are you ready for this? Now, I don't know if you've ever seen one of these before. If you have, you'll know what's coming and you'll know to cover your ears. And if you haven't, now, I'd love to play you a song on this, but I do have neighbours and I'm fairly certain they would break down the wall and put bricks through my windows if I spent too much time with it. But it is a magical instrument and you can play pretty much any song you want on it. Like, I'm quite good at performing Sia on this. Alright, that is all the questions I have for today. Thank you so much for everyone who sent them in. Thank you so much again to everyone who subscribed and helped me get over 200 subscribers. I cannot believe it. It's actually quite weird. Like, when I started doing this, like I said, whilst I'd love to have it as a job, I thought, well, realistically, I don't know that anyone's really going to be that bothered about the stuff that I do. But apparently people are, which is just such a nice feeling. Right, next stop, let's keep going and get to 3 million. 300. Ooh. Bit ambitious of me there. Don't forget to like the video before you go. If I answered your question, definitely leave a like and comment on reply to your reply to my post about asking you to ask me questions. There you go. How's that for words? Definitely subscribe if you're not already, because please, 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 I'd love to meet more milestones, because that was just, it was such a good feeling and I really want to get that feeling again. So if you help me get 20 more milestones, I'll be super, super happy. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week with another video. See you in a bit.